I've always wanted to do an expedition either in like a canvas wall tent or a canvas bell tent, and I just never had. I mean, it's a very specific type of tent to buy, which most people are not going to drop $1,000 or $2,000 on a really nice, outfitter's tent. And thankfully, Stout Tent, I reached out to them, said, "Hey, I'd love to join your collaborator program." And they said, "Yeah, sure, we'll give it a go." So they sent me the 6-meter Pro Doubl-Door Bug-Guard. I love camping, I love tents, I love collecting gear. I probably have closer to 10 different tents. If you're looking for an expedition or an outfitters or even a tent for glamping, then this is going to fit your needs. It's absolutely so much fun. It's got so much space. It's durable. It's got the features. I mean, this is a true 4-season canvas bell tent.
Yeah, they're like super stoked on the photos. It's 28 degrees, but the wind makes it feel like it is probably 0. I mean, it's cold. I'm gonna walk out to the tent here. We had some wind last night and actually pulled up a lot of guy lines and ripped a small hole in the stove jack patch, the stove jack square, whatever you call it. So I've got to pull all the guy lines out. I'm going to put the rain fly up because tomorrow it's going to be rainy and above freezing. So I'm expecting a lot of this snow to melt.
So this is the Pro Series tent, which has a 3-inch stove jack. Their Overland Sunforger also has a stove jack. The Ultimate Series does not have a stove jack. I do have a 5-meter Ultimate, and I think that's a great lightweight, a more portable option if you're looking for something that's not quite so heavy. If you don't have a way to really haul gear in and out of a backcountry site, or if you're just looking for something lighter weight but still want the durability, the Ultimate Series is fantastic. But I liked the Pro, so I asked for the Pro because of the stove jack and, of course, the winter capabilities. And I absolutely love how this was built.
There we go.
So the stove I bought is called the Vivor Portable Outdoor Wood Stove, and this thing's great. It's about $150 by wood stove standards. This is cheap. This is a very budget option, but I did a lot of research on the options out there, and I think this one had some great features. You get 6 sections of stovepipe with a nice cap. You get also these nice little side racks which can hold things, and overall I loved the design and the portability of this stove.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that looks cool.
If you're new to the world of canvas tents, or hot tents as some people call, there's a few things that I found out that I needed to buy that really just improved the overall enjoyment, including a front door mat so that you can wipe your boots and keep them clean, a small broom and dustpan so that you can sweep all the dirt that does inevitably come into the tent. You'll want also to get some carabiners, nothing expensive, but nothing too cheap. Something that you can kind of attach to the tent poles, and then on the center pole, there is a hook where you can clip on things like lights, etc. What I like to do is actually something else you'll need is some paracord. I like to just string a line across from pole to center pole, from door pole to center pole to other door pole, so I can hang lights, I can hang wet clothing, and use carabiners to attach those. That is a very significant, a great piece of gear to have just in general, but it's come in very handy for the bell tent. And then finally, I would say also get an open kettle that you can keep full of water and have it on the stove to add some moisture to the tent. I got very dried out overnight, even just in a couple of hours running the stove. It was very dry in the tent. So have something that can boil water constantly and add moisture to the tent.
So this is the Stout Tent 6-meter Pro Doubl-Door Bug-Guard. So that means that this tent, in addition to being 6 meters, having 2 doors, the Bug-Guard is actually super cool. So you can see there's like this mesh lining. Now typically you would see just these doors with a mesh window that open up, but actually the outside wall completely folds up so that you have a complete mesh wall. And the sour tile lets so much air through, keeps all the bugs out. Is absolutely fantastic. There are 2 ports by each door for electrical with a zipper, and then there is a nice big sleeve to run any cables or even like a water hose through. That, you know, it's long enough and it snakes through so that no bugs or critters will actually get into the tent. And I mean, you know, I'm taking up a good portion of the floor right now because I can, but I could very easily push my bunk against the wall. You could line up. I think you could very easily sleep 10 or 12 people in here. 12 might be pushing it, but I mean, depending on how you configure it, there's loads of space, loads of headroom for everyone to sit up and read. I mean, I've got my Edison lights on my solar battery, and this is fantastic. On a cold night, I mean, tonight's maybe going to be 33, and I've got my 20-degree bag. On a cold night, you know, you'd want to run the stove. I don't need to. You know, in the morning I'll make some cowboy coffee on the stove, but this is pretty cool. I'm probably gonna sleep great tonight. So let's turn the lights off. Sitting here in the cot, and I'm just getting cold. So I am gonna actually, because what I realized happened was the floor, under this floor is about 3 inches of snow, and it's still freezing cold. So this tent is now insulating that cold. It's actually probably in the 20s inside this tent. So I am going to make a fire.
if you are looking for an expedition tent, a canvas tent, you're debating whether you're going to get a wall tent or a bell tent, I would highly recommend a bell tent. It sheds water much better. It sheds wind much better than a wall tent. And I think it even has, arguably, more space to utilize. And it's way cooler. But this is definitely a great option for glamping, of course. But beyond that, expedition, outfitters, you're going to love the Stout Tent.